this president is thinking about putting us in a position where we're in a war with Iran, the consequences will be absolutely unacceptable and tragic in terms of the young men and women who are American soldiers.
Kamala Harris was right about everything.
Out of there.
I will tell you, you're not going to have a war with me, and you're not going to have a third world war with me. That I can tell you. I will tell you, you're not going to have a war with me, and you're not going to have a third world war with me. That I can tell you.
Had we just elected the black lady with the silk press, had we just elected Big Sister General, had we just elected the black lady with the weird laugh, had we just elected Madam the wheels on the bus go round and round, we would not be at war with Iran right now. And I know what some of y'all are thinking. Joshua, why are you screaming? Joshua, how many times you going to say this? I'm going to keep saying it until it finally clicks. Because, folks, this was an open book test. Not only was this an open book test, the professor was at the board giving the answers, and we failed.
Preach.
And now we have 4 dead Americans as a result. We have F-15 fighter jets being shot out of the sky by friendly fire. Had we just elected the black lady with the weird laugh, folks would have money to purchase their first home. The American people would have quality health care. We would not be at war with Iran, spending billions of dollars of taxpayer money that has not been approved by Congress to fund this war. So I'm going to keep saying it, and I'm going to keep screaming it until the American people finally understand, if you could have just set your racism and your sexism aside and voted for Kamala Harris, we would be in a better position today.
Mr. Trump, we will have no more wars. I'm going to keep you out of wars. I kept you out of wars. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. We don't need the wars. I will end the chaos in the Middle East. I will prevent World War III. We will expel the warmongers from our government. I will restore peace. Look at his rhetoric. I said, no, my rhetoric's going to keep us out of wars. We're ending wars all over this planet.
Kamala Harris was right about everything. Russia is giving information to Iran. Russia is giving information to Iran about U.S. warships, aircraft, other assets in the region. U.S. intelligence knows this. Kamala Harris said that these dictators would eat Trump for breakfast or for lunch, whatever. And MAGA laughed at her, and MAGA acted like their God King is this tough businessman who can strike deals with anyone. And Trump has always said Putin is that they have a good relationship, they're buddies, acting like he knows how to control him. No, it's the other way around. Putin knows how to control Trump, and he always has. And when Trump was asked about the U.S., when he was asked about Russia giving information to Iran, his response was, what a stupid question. What a stupid question. Are we great yet, MAGA? Is this America first? Acknowledging that someone who is supposed to be an ally of the president, right? They're supposedly have a good relationship according to Trump. Giving information to our enemy. Is this what you voted for? This the art of the deal?
It is now being reported that Donald Trump has no intention on winding down the war in Iran, and instead, he is planning an operation to put boots on the ground in the Middle East. Aaron Burnett of CNN just reported moments ago saying, "It's clear tonight, long after the markets have formally closed, that Trump, at least for now, does not have an intention of ramping down this war. In fact, CNN is learning this hour that the Trump administration is considering a highly complex and risky operation to retrieve Iran's known highly enriched uranium." Now, just today, Donald Trump told CBS that he thinks the war is very much complete and that they're very far ahead of his initial 4 to 5 week timeline. Except his administration is posting things like this on social media: "We have only just begun the fight." And last week, Pete Hegseth said that this is just the beginning of the war. And when Donald Trump was asked about these two conflicting statements, he said, "You could say both," which makes absolutely no sense. So Donald Trump is very obviously lying to the American people about winding down this war because he knows it's unpopular and he just wants a talking point, whereas every other piece of evidence indicates that he wants this to go on for a very long time.
I will tell you, you're not going to have a war with me, and you're not going to have a third world war with me. That I can tell you.
And everything that we go through with this administration, I'm going to keep saying this. Kamala was right. You can disagree if you want, but I'm going to say it again. Kamala was right. The black woman, she was right. Everything that this man is doing, Kamala said it.
To the T.
And I'm also going to say, she really did win. I'm going to say that over and over again. Kamala was right. People did not listen. The book was open.
Yep.
And you skipped through everything that she said and still decided to go the other way.
Yep.
Hey, just real quick, can we just be honest about something? Just real motherfucker. I know it's hard for a lot of motherfuckers to even be honest, but can we at least be honest? Just for a quick motherfucking second. Just a quick motherfucking second. And can we at least motherfucking agree? All of us. Can we at least motherfucking agree that motherfucking black woman was right about every motherfucking thing she said? Can we at least motherfucking agree that the motherfucking black woman, that she was right about every motherfucking thing she said? She actually is something like a motherfucking psychic. The more I sit back and motherfucking think about it, I said that motherfucking Miss Harris, she really like a motherfucking psychic. Remember they had motherfucking Cleo, whatever that motherfucking lady name was?
Cleo.
Was motherfucking psychic.
Call me now.
I'm starting to think motherfucking Kamala might know the motherfucking number to Fantasy 5. At this motherfucking point, at the rate she going now.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that motherfucking woman said
Was on point.
was gonna motherfucking happen. Has either happened or it's in motherfucking motion right now as we motherfuckers. I get it. I know y'all. I still wouldn't voted for. That's cool.
Racist.
I don't give a fuck who you
That's
vote
all.
for. That's fine. But can we at least motherfucking agree
Yep.
that motherfucking black woman was right about every motherfucking thing? I'm a motherfucking journalist. She was telling you about motherfucking Project 2025, what they're going, oh, he said he doesn't know anything about it. And that's the thing. Motherfucking mainstream media, motherfuckers on social media, they just can't find it in them just to acknowledge that motherfucking black woman was right about every motherfucking thing. She said she was right by every motherfucking thing. So all I got on this motherfucker to say is, Can we just be motherfucking honest for 1 second? That motherfucking black woman was right about every motherfucking thing.
So let me just say, I predicted a lot about what's happening right now. I'm not into saying I told you so, but we did see it coming. But what I did not predict is that we would not have Jesse Jackson with us right now to help us get through this. And this afternoon has been such a beautiful remembrance of his spirit, his life, and his faith.
Sorry
and
about
in a
this.
way
I meant
that
to.
Reverend Al
I meant to
talked
cut
about
it
and so many others have.
at that one point,
I
but
do think of this afternoon.
sorry, I meant to cut it, y'all.
And so often reminded us of.
My apologies.
It amazed me to tell y'all that Kamala Harris was right about everything. She was right
Somebody need to
about
make that into a song.
everything. I watched her press conference over the weekend, her rallies, her interviews, the debate, and everything she said was true. Y'all called her dumb. Y'all say she didn't know
Unqualified.
nothing.
Yep.
She slept her way to the top.
Yep.
She was DEI.
Yep.
After all that y'all said about her, she was right about every single thing. So now, y'all saying she lost. She lost only because of one reason, and one reason is that people did not want to vote for a black woman. It's that simple.
Yep.
They knew she had better policies. They knew that.
Overqualified.
They knew everything she was saying about Trump, she wasn't lying. But she was right about every single thing. And all us who voted for her,
It's my bad, y'all. My chair is loud.
we knew she was the better candidate.
I need
We
another
knew
chair.
she would have been a better president. But yet, she was right about everything.
Oh, it sound crazy.
And when she was saying it, they were saying she was lying on Donald Trump. She got Trump derangement. That's what they was pushing. The propaganda machine convinced these people that Kamala Harris was not telling the truth about Trump. And on this day, 7 months later, everything she said about him has come true. So I know I voted for the right candidate. I know I did. But we know why America didn't vote for her. Even though she had better policies and she was right that they was not going to vote for no black lady. It's that plain and simple. And all of y'all who voted for her, she was right, y'all. She was right about every single thing that dude is doing right now. Just go watch her interviews, her press conference, her rallies. She kept putting it in our head what he was going to do. But they painted her, the propaganda machine, as some terrible monster.
And like I said, y'all, sorry about the noise, and I ain't editing it out either. That's my chair. But anyway, I thought I'd put this video together because we got troops now. We got troops going off the war now for a war that has nothing to do with us, serves us no interest besides the fact that maybe he wants the uranium there. I'm not getting into all that shit. I'm not doing all that. Don't need to. Okay, fact of the matter is, there are kids going to be deployed for a senseless war, and a lot of them, if they get boots on the ground, will lose their life. And I hate to say that, but it's the truth. Those people over there, they, a lot of them wanted a regime change, but a lot of them didn't. A lot of them wanted it that way. So we killed their leader. We killed the son's wife, the son's brother, and the son's sons. He pretty much like it's up in the air now. It's up. Let's get it on. You know. But anyway, I want to talk about the video in particular. Number one, as the repeated rhetoric in this video was about, Kamala Harris was right about everything. And this is not for the ignorance that can't get past the fact of somebody saying that and you want to shut down and not want to hear it out. If Kamala Harris is in the NBA shooting from the free throw line and she has 20 shots from the free throw line, she's made 20 shots so far. If Kamala Harris is the quarterback for a NFL football team and she has made 30 pass attempts that night, she's 30 for 30. Do y'all understand what I'm saying right now? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? She is 100%. Nothing she said on the campaign trail or, you know, X, Y, and Z about what was going to happen in every aspect has happened or is happening. Like Clyde just said, if it ain't happened, it's already in play.
Was right about every motherfucking thing.
Everything. She like I said, she's 20 from 20 from free throw line. If she's shooting from 3, she's 20 from 20 from that. If this is the NFL, she's 30 for 30, 30 for 30 completion, 600 passing yards, whatever you call it, something crazy. Ain't nobody been able to, you know, be that right about, because she knew. And as I said before in previous videos, right? If you did the work, if you did your due diligence, if you actually read information and and involved yourself in the sphere of gaining information about this stuff, you would know by now. The only people that are offended by this are the dummy sheep that idolize a king and worship another man. The evidence is right there. Even if you don't like her, fine. Like he said, you don't have to like her, right? You don't have to like her. You don't. But can we all agree she's just been right the whole time? I see some of the MAGA, a lot of the MAGA people slowly took their hats off, slowly took the shirts off, put them in the back pocket, put them in the drawer, stuffed it way in the back, just in case, a Hail Mary happens and Trump somehow this falls in his favor and he's able to fix it and everything goes as he said. He literally has lied about it. He said what? And I made it very clear to insert this in between each clip. I made it very clear. Hold on.
Have a third world war with me, that I can tell you. I will tell you, you're not going to have a war with me, and you're not going to have a third world war with me.
Is that not him? Did he not say? I remember when he said it. He everything he told you he wasn't going to do, he did. Everything he promised to MAGA in the country, saying he wasn't going to do or he was going to do, he did. Every single thing. Every single thing. Name me one thing Kamala Harris was wrong about, and I'll delete the whole video. Name me one thing. Right? But anyway, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. I don't like having this dude up on my screen too much. Now, this brother here, I liked this because the passion and the accuracy on how we all feel, especially Black Americans. I can't speak for anybody else. I know there's a lot of other people, non-Black people that feel the same exact way. I know a lot of white people that feel this way too, a lot, even more than some Black people. So, this right here was important.
We just elected Big Sister General.
Big Sister
Had
General.
we just elected the black lady with the weird laugh.
You had people literally picking candidates based off of the fact that she had a weird laugh. Think about that shit. It's not the qualification, it's the laugh.
Had we just elected Madam the Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round, we would not be at war with Iran right now. And I know what some of y'all are thinking. Joshua, why are you screaming? Joshua, how many times you going to say this? I'm going to keep saying it until it finally clicks.
Right.
Because, folks, this was an open book test. Not only was this an open book test, the professor was at the board giving the answers, and we failed.
And that's the crazy part, is the book's still open. The book is still open. Not only is it an open book test, the book is open and you have access to the internet to use information at your dispense, but you refuse to. So anybody that's kicking anything otherwise, they are just ignorant at this point. What are you defending? Why, especially, the men, why are you defending another man so badly? Are you undercover or something? Why do you worship another man? What is that? Well, you can look past all his faults and still agree with him. You can be a stone cold racist, but if the truth is the truth, it's the truth. You're willing to throw away everything to believe in a man that has the same skin as you, not me, but, has skin, goes to the bathroom like you do, has to consume food in order to stay alive. He consumes a lot of food. Well, Ozempic now. But a lot of food to stay alive. He's a man. He didn't come down from heaven. He's a man.
And now we have 4 dead Americans as a result.
And then, like he's saying, we have U.S. soldiers being deployed. Right? We got U.S. soldiers being deployed. Now, he has to put boots on the ground. He don't have to put boots on anything. But instead of him, I don't know the logistics behind, getting out of a war and stuff like that. We didn't have to get into it, is the point. We didn't have to get into it. It was not needed. This was not needed. He said, and I quote, he said,
with me, and you're not going to have a third world war with me. That I can tell you. I will tell you, you're not going to have a war with me, and you're not going to have a third world war with me. That I can tell you.
This is what your man has said. And look at what he's doing, the exact opposite of what he said.
The American people would have quality health care.
Focused on he said America first. When have we been first yet? I'm waiting. Gas price last week was $2.70 something. Now we're back up we went up a whole $1 and some change in a week. In a week. I gotta get another chair, y'all. Give me a donation, man. I need a computer chair. This chair is leaning to the left. Hold on.
We would not be at war with Iran. Spending billions of dollars of taxpayer money that has not been approved by Congress to fund this war.
And that's the other aspect. You had a lot of people that when Biden was in office, right? Oh, we spend money on Ukraine. Da, da, da. Trump has spent more money. He has spent more money in the first 4 months of him being president than the entire Ukrainian war. I'm not even counting up to now.
So I'm going to keep saying it, and I'm going to keep screaming it until the American people finally understand. If you could have just set your racism and your sexism aside and voted for Kamala Harris, we would be in a better position today.
Mr. Trump, we will have no more wars. I'm going to keep you out of wars.
So I want to see one of his supporters hop in the comments and say this is not him saying it, saying this is AI. That's the dumb shit that they saying. You got people that can't identify what AI is or how to prompt AI or how to spot AI telling you, people that use AI, that it's AI.
Kept you out of wars. Well, I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. We don't need the war.
The first one wasn't a dupe. There's multiple clips and dates. You can go and check.
The chaos in the Middle East. I will prevent World War III. We will expel the warmongers from our government. I will restore peace. Look at his rhetoric. I said, no, my rhetoric's going to keep us out of wars. We're ending wars all over this planet.
How is he not a liar? Honestly. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like anybody that... How is he not a liar? How is he not? How do you keep changing the standard? For a man, a grumpy old privileged man. How do you keep changing the standard?
Kamala Harris was right about everything. Russia is giving information to Iran. Russia is giving information to Iran.
Where are the Trump supporters at that said that Putin was on our side? Where are you Trump supporters at right now? Where are the ones that said Putin is on there? They literally, as of yesterday, announced that China and Russia has entered the chat on Iran's behalf. Do you know why? I have 5% of that information. Do you know why? I want you to Google the Strait of Hormuz. That's it. I'm not telling you nothing else. I want you to Google the Strait of Hormuz, and you will understand why. You will understand why Russia and China have now entered the chat on Iran's behalf. But y'all said that Putin was on our side. That Putin and Trump are best friends.
About U.S. warships, aircraft, other assets in the region. U.S. intelligence knows this.
All right, I'm going to leave it right there. I'm not going to keep pausing it. I got a few more bullet points to get through, and we can end this video before the 30-minute mark. Look, man. You had a lot of people running on the fact that they said that Trump was a tough business guy and he was tough. When I was talking to a guy one day, I asked him, you know, because he said Trump was tougher than Kamala and she's not qualified and da-da-da-da. How is she not qualified? There's only one person that ever ran for president that wasn't qualified, and he's literally the president right now. You can go and see his grades in college. How was she not qualified? It's like y'all move the goalpost when it's convenient. If this person checks off all the boxes that qualifies them, then they should be president. This man doesn't check one box, except the fact that y'all said that he was a successful businessman, and he's been failing since forever. The only reason he's still rich now is because he's been robbing people and not paying his contractors. Do you know the president is not supposed to accept, is not supposed to make any money outside of what they're supposed to receive as the president of the United States while in office? Right? I think it was less than like 500,000 when Obama was in office or whatever. This man is up. He's up like $4.3 billion, right? With mysterious money for, you know, food stamps that disappeared, never was found. All that shit. You're not supposed to make money outside of your presidency while you're president. Before endorsements, X, Y, and Z. You're not supposed to make money. He's enriched himself. We told y'all this was going to happen. We told y'all. What has he done to be tough? Right? In order for someone to be established as tough, seen as tough, perceived as tough, you have to do tough things, right? Right? Am I tripping? Or can you just be tough without putting in the work? Let me know. Leave your comments below. Can you be tough without putting in the work? Because how was this guy seen as tough, but he hasn't done the work to be tough? I asked the guy one day when he said that, oh, he's tough. I said, what has he done that was tough? He's never played a sport. I mean, he tried to play a sport. He didn't like football because the black kids was tearing his ass up. Go look that. That's funny. That's a funny story. Look that shit up. What has he done that was tough? Didn't want to serve in the military because of his bone spurs, you know, the same bone spurs he's trying to use right now to keep his son out of serving in the military, even though the Prince of Great Britain served in the military. You get what I'm saying? Okay, fine. How is he tough? How? What makes him, oh, he's a tough business guy? How? You talking about the casinos that failed? The Bible that failed? The stakes that failed? How? Y'all let someone finagle you into thinking they're tough just because they told you, they told you they're tough. Yeah, I'm tough. You believe that shit. See, people like me that's really from the paint, that's really from, we saw through that shit a long time ago. Nah, there's nothing tough about this man. He's a bluff. Real tough people don't gotta say they're tough. Don't have to other people speak on their behalf and saying you're tough. What has he done that was tough? He hasn't served in the military, right? He wasn't a prosecutor. He wasn't a judge. He wasn't a police officer. He wasn't a firefighter. He wasn't a combat veteran. He wasn't a factory worker. He wasn't, how? That man has never worked a regular job a day in his life. His father dodged the draft over there and came over to America. You want to know how he made that money? So Trump is rich now? You should Google that too. The same people defending him don't even know how he even got enriched in the first place. His father gave him $100 million. How is he tough? That's my biggest question to end all this. How is he tough? You let somebody gift the gab you to death. They talk a good game. You talk a good game. But when you really got to get out there in the field, people can really see you for who you are. It's unfortunate that the majority of people got to pay for the mistakes of a few. And there's a lot of people that didn't vote too. We all got to go through this shit. I never wanted this. I don't want to be seeing, parents sending their kids off like an unnecessary war. I was young when that Iraq shit happened, so I can't really speak on that, right? In our positioning and whether, I know we probably shouldn't have been there that long, but to be sending your kids off in 2026 to risk their lives over some old white men beefing for shit that has nothing to do with the rest of America. He said months ago they've been bombed the nuclear site. So what are you bombing then? You shouldn't have to, this young man, this family shouldn't have to worry about if he's going to come home or not. And I'm going to tell you right now, as much as I don't want to, I hope to God that they don't have to put boots. They're already over there. They're already flying them over there. I pray to God they don't have to put boots on the ground. That every single one of these people leaving come back home. The rich out here got all the poor, not necessarily poor, but you got the rest of the world risking their lives over some rich white man shit. Real talk. What's up with this shit? These young men are going to risk their lives for people that don't give a shit about them. The American people care. Them rich, Elon, Trump, Epstein, Epstein's not here anymore. But the 1%, they don't care. They don't care about you. They do not care if you exist. They do not care whether you live or die. They don't care whether our soldiers live or die. They don't care. So arguing and beefing with the world over a man that has never committed to anything, always backs out of everything. That's why they call him Taco. Trump always chickens out. And you're willing to risk the lives of these young men all so you can say you stuck it to the Democrats.
You're not going to have a third world war with me, that I can tell you. I will tell you, you're not going to have a war with me, and you're not going to have a third world war with me, that I can tell you.
That's the end of the video, man. Like this video, please. Press the hype button. Hype. There's a new hype feature. Press the hype button, man. I'm just talking. I'm being real. I don't have a side. Right? And for those that like to say you're paid by the Democrats, y'all show me a pay stub. For real. Because if I'm paid by the Democrats, why the hell I'm still recording videos in this motherfucker? Help me. Help me. Show me one person that has received an actual paycheck for being with the Democrats. I've never seen that paycheck. Let me know if you have. Ayo Bassel TV. Like, comment, share. Hit the hype button. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Peace.